All right, hello and good morning. So, this is a yoga sequence and flow to kind of help wake up and invigorate the body, and then to focus on really opening and stretching the hips. So, go ahead and get on your mat and get comfortable. Make sure you have water nearby. We are going to do a lot of sun salutations in this flow. Again, just to kind of wake up the body, get the energy going and the blood flowing. So we're going to start standing. Feet are hip width apart. Knees are soft. And I always like to kind of shift side to side just to feel all four corners of my feet really set into the mat. And then just give yourself a second to really just sit here. Feel your breath. Feel your shoulders relax. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Feeling your energy really settle into the mat through your feet. And we're going to inhale, arms all the way up into standing mountain pose. You can bring the palms together if that feels good. Keep the shoulders down and set. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Big circles. And inhale again, arms overhead, press the palms together. Exhale, relax, roll the shoulders back. Again, just big, slow circles. And one more time, breathing in here. Exhale, spread through the hands and the fingertips as you slowly bring those arms down to your side, roll the shoulders back. And then take your hands, place them on your hips. The knees are soft. Like I said, a lot of sun salutations this morning with a focus on the hips. So as the knees are soft, we're just going to circle those hips around. Big, exaggerated, slow circles. Just to get the synovial fluid nice and lubricated in those big, powerful hip joints. Yes. Now, take that rotation in the opposite direction. So again, big, slow circles. Just loosening up the hips, getting them ready for our sun salutations to wake up the body with the day. All right, relax. Inhale, arms overhead. Now you can bring the feet together. I like to bring them just a few inches apart. Now on the exhale, we're going to bring the arms down and go into a chair pose. So remember, you can keep your hands right here on your thighs, or you can take fingertips to the floor as long as the back is straight. And inhale, straight up. Exhale again. Either hands to the thighs or fingertips to the floor. Inhale, straight up. Again, just warming up through the legs, warming up the hips. Inhale, come up. We're going to add on to it now. So exhale, chair pose. This time you're going to straighten the legs and let the head fall to the floor. Straighten the legs as much as feels good for you. So getting a little stretch in the hamstrings, let the head and neck go here. Breathing in, come into chair pose. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, come up. Repeat that. So exhale, chair pose. Go into your standing forward fold. Blowing all the air out, getting a good stretch here. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, come up. Again. Straighten. Again, you can kind of shake side to side if that feels good. Breathing in. Hold it. And inhale, come up. Exhale, hands down to your side. This is a great pause here. So if you need to hydrate, grab some water. And when you're ready, come to the front edge of your mat. And we'll start to go into those sun salutations. So you can kind of shake out the fingers, Get the feet and the ankles ready. And inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Again, you can bend the knees here as you swan dive and fold forward. And then inhale, come into a flat back, either keeping fingertips to the floor or bringing the hands up to the thighs or even the shins. Exhale again, folding forward, and then move into your downward dog. So this first flow is going to be a little slow because we really want to just stretch, set the body into the poses. Big breath in here. On the exhalation, come forward into your plank. This is where you can drop the knees to the floor. Keep the abs tight as you bring the chest down to the mat. And then inhale, come into your upward dog. If you're not quite ready for an upward dog, you can stay here in a cobra. Squeeze the glutes. Keep the neck long. And then when you're ready, tuck the toes underneath. Press all of your fingers into the mat as you lift and come into your downward dog again. Stay here and you can kind of tread through the feet a little bit. Again, breathing. When you're ready, take your gaze up towards the front of the mat and slowly walk your feet in to that forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive again. We're going to go through it a little bit faster. Let the head and neck go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk it back into your downward dog. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, come forward into your plank. Keep exhaling as you come into your chaturanga. Lift into your upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take your gaze up. Walk your feet forward. Let the head and neck go here. And then big breath in, filling the body with oxygen as you come into your mountain pose. Exhale again. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk it to your downward dog. Take a breath here. Exhale, come forward into your chaturanga. And then inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And now stay here. We're going to add on. So you're going to take the back leg and you're going to lift it up into a three-legged dog pose. Breathe in. Exhale, bring that foot forward. In between the hands, keep the hips low, and then get ready to come into your warrior one. So that back foot pivots out slightly, while the front foot stays facing forward. So you're going to get a good stretch here in that hip flexor. Sink low into this, and you're going to feel the strength building in your legs. Now you also want to take your shoulders, right? And you want to face them forward in the same direction as that front leg. Breathe in here. And then on the exhale, we're going to open it all up and go into a warrior two. So in warrior two, we open up the hips, arms lengthen out to the side. Now we're going to inhale, straighten that front leg, bring the arms up overhead. So breathe in. Exhale, sink back into your warrior two, and then cartwheel the arms all the way down to the floor. So we're in a low lunge here. Take that front foot, step it back, and we are in downward dog. Excellent. We're going to repeat this on the other side. So you're going to get to see this with my back facing you. Or if you're not watching and you're listening, then just kind of pay attention to my cues, right? So now the front leg lifts into three-legged dog. Exhale, come forward, placing the foot in between the hands, pivoting that back foot out slightly, and then lifting into your warrior one. Exhale, open into your warrior two. Inhale, straighten that front leg, lift the arms overhead. Exhale, back into your warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down to the floor. Pivot that back foot so you're in your low lunge. And step back into your downward dog. Take a breath here. Exhale, walk the feet forward. So we're in that forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Grab water here if you need to. We're going to repeat that again on each side. So moving a little faster. Breathe in, mountain pose. Exhale, swan dive. Let the head and neck go. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the floor. Come into your downward dog. When you're ready, move forward into your plank. Lower into your chaturanga. Lift, upward dog. Press, downward dog. Take that back leg. Lift it up into three-legged dog. Swing it forward. Going into your warrior one. Open into your warrior two. Now breathe in, filling the body with oxygen as you straighten the leg. Lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms into your low lunge. Now stay here in low lunge. We're going to go ahead and give ourselves a little twist here. So the hand is going to stay on the inside of the foot. Opposite arm is going to come up, reach towards the ceiling, giving ourselves a good twist, trying to keep your hips low. When you're ready, hand comes back to the mat. Step it back into your downward dog. And we'll repeat on the other side. So big breath in, big breath out. When you're ready, lift that other leg into three-legged pose. Swing it through and get ready to lift into your warrior one. Open into warrior two. Take that big cleansing breath as you lift everything up towards the ceiling. Exhale, warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down to the floor. We're in low lunge. Keep the hips low as you bring that hand to the inside of the foot and give yourself this good twist and rotation here. Feeling the strength build in that front thigh. Feeling the twist along the spine. Hand comes back to the mat. Step it back. Breathe here. Slowly walk the feet forward. Hang. Keep a slight bend in the knees as you lift into your standing mountain pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Make sure your feet are grounded into the mat. Make sure your energy is pressing down through the feet, keeping you rooted as the blood rushes through your body, as the circulation moves through your body, getting rid of stagnation, getting rid of sleep. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. We're going to go through this flow one more time. Come into your flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk into downward dog. Come forward into your plank. Remember, you can drop the knees as you come into chaturanga. Lift, upward dog, press, downward dog. Take the back leg, lift it up. You can open through the hip here if that feels good. Swing it forward. Press into your warrior one. Open into warrior two. Breathe in all that light, love, and energy as you lift. And then come back into warrior two. Low lunge. Give yourself that twist here. When you're ready, bring the hand back to the floor. Step it back into your downward dog. Take a big breath in here. And then on the exhalation, lift that front leg now into warrior three. If it feels good to open the hip, you can do so. Just make sure you keep both hands pressed into the floor. Then swing that foot through into warrior one. Lift here. Exhale, warrior two. Open. And again, fall into your warrior two. Cartwheel the arms down. Low lunge. Giving yourself that twist here. Come back to the floor. And then step it back into your downward dog. Take a breath here. And then exhale, come into all fours. So we're going to stay here for just a second. Again, kind of regroup. Press your hands into the mat. Knees into the floor. Take a breather here. Now, tuck your feet underneath so the feet are flexed. Spread your fingers out nice and wide. So you want those big starfish fingers. We're going to really engage the core and engage the quads. As you take a breath in, you're going to lift the knees up off the mat, only an inch or so. We're going to hold it here. So big breath in. Big breath out. The arms are powerful. The shoulders are powerful. The core is working hard. Big breath in. Big breath out. And one more time. Big breath in. Big breath out. Slowly drop the knees. Sit it back into child's pose. Reach those arms out long. Let the forehead come to the mat. And just relax here. When you're ready, gently come up. And then come into a cross-legged seated pose. Facing me. Again, we're going to finish giving a little love to our hips. So a little seated hip sequence here. So just sitting cross-legged, let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. So you can place your hands wherever is comfortable, ankles, shins, toes, and sit up nice and tall. So pay attention to your posture here. Pay attention to your tailbone, to your hip bones. You want it pressed gently into the floor as the spine lifts up towards the ceiling. And then when you're ready, you're going to take the right leg and extend it out in front of you. Take the sole of the bottom foot, press it into the thigh. And then also make sure that both of your hips are facing forward. You're going to inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. You can reach for the toes, the shin, the ankle, the floor. Again, whatever feels good for you. Getting a good stretch for the hamstring, the back of the leg. With the foot flexed, you're also going to feel this in the calf. And then gently walk it in. Bring the soles of the feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Hips pressed into the mat. And then when you're ready, extend the other leg. Make sure the hips are facing forward. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Hold it here. Again, so you're feeling the stretch in the hamstring and possibly in the calf, but I want you to pay attention to your hips. So you want to keep the hips grounded into the mat. And you also want to keep them facing forward. People with really flexible hips tend to always open up through the hip and the hip joint. So when you're doing some of these poses in yoga, you want to avoid that. So you have to be really mindful of that back hip and really focus on like pressing it forward and keeping it even, okay? And I say that because that's me. When you're ready, come on up, bring the feet together. This time on the exhalation, we're going to open the legs, kind of straddle here. Again, adjust the hips. So again, giving lots of love to the hips here. And if your hips are tight, it's going to be very natural for your knees and your toes to kind of fluke forward like this. So again, you want to avoid that by taking the kneecaps and taking the feet and trying to direct them up towards the ceiling. And if this is good for you, that is fine. You stay right here, okay? If you want a little more mobility in the hips and you want to work on flexibility, bring that left arm up and then exhale and then just kind of gently lean over to the right. You take this stretch as far as feels good for you. Go ahead and inhale straight up. Exhale again. And notice how on the second exhalation, you can take the stretch just a little bit further. Keep the hips pressed into the mat. Gently come up and we'll switch sides. So inhale, arm lifts first. And then exhale. And gently lean your body over to the side. Keeping the hips pressed into the floor. Inhale, come up, lift. Exhale, take it just a little bit further. So keep that hip pressed into the floor and you're going to feel the stretch in the back of the hip area. You might feel it all along your side, your obliques. Gently come up. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, bring the hands in front of you. Trying to keep the knees, excuse me, the knees and the feet facing the ceiling. Walk the hands out. Keeping the back straight. And there's some days where you're going to be able, well, me, where I can bring my chest all the way to the floor. Today I cannot. I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. So for the last 3 weeks, I've traveled a lot. I flew from Columbus to Hawaii, which was a long flight, and then of course back. And then within a couple of days, I drove from Columbus to Huntsville, Alabama, and then back. And then a couple days later, drove 13 and a half hours from Columbus all the way to Gulf Shores, Alabama, and then back. And so my hips are super tight. And that is okay, right? Our body changes because life changes. Our circumstances change. And we just got to flow with it. Slowly walk the hands in. Bend the knees. Bring the legs together in front of you. You can kind of shake them out a little bit. Again, pay attention to your hips. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. And we're going to stay here for a little bit. So really allow yourself to play with this pose. Just kind of sink into it. Find what feels good for you. Again, you want to try to keep the back as straight as possible. If it feels good to let the head and neck go, you can. Breathing as you find yourself in this pose. Again, you can place your hands on the floor. You can place your hands on the shin. Whatever feels good for you. There are no rules in this pose. If you feel a pinch in your lower back, just lift your chest. And then when you're ready, slowly bring that chest up. Bring the soles of the feet together. And again, sit up nice and tall. Breathe in here. And breathe out. Now relax and just sit comfortably. Again, shift side to side. Kind of loving your hips. Giving them a little gentle kindness. And just give yourself a few seconds here to just breathe. Be grateful for the movement that your body can do. When you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Bow forward, sealing the practice. Thank you, lovelies, for joining me today. If you enjoy this video and these workouts, by all means, please help me out and share them with your friends because I would love to grow my yoga channel. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out. I love connecting with you guys online. Have a blessed day, guys. Bye.